Hello everyone and welcome to the Dumbass class with me, Dyslexic Gamer, as we carry on our playthrough of a Warhammer Fantasy tabletop RPG. We will get straight into it. Last time our group of adventurers had finished off a quest and had just got paid, which was nice for them. But unfortunately the town of Siegfriedhoft was going through the names of the people who had passed away in the last battle, and a group of orphans were looking extremely sad, and an apprentice mage tried to cheer them up with some amazing magical feats. Unfortunately, he summoned a minor demon, which then used its two actions to charge and attack a young girl, killing her instantly. He grabbed hold of the child and cried out for his master, and in a flash of light, his master appeared and was unable to do anything to save the poor girl. We start off now as our adventurers have seen the aftermath, and the people around look quite shocked. So we will take it from there as Boris, the apprentice mage, is currently holding a bloodied young girl and is weeping persistently as his master looks with absolute shock over his shoulder.
I go to my cart, grab the keg, fill up my tank fully, and just swig it all down.
Gabrielle will go over and see if there's anything she can do to help. Not that there is.
You see an incredibly deep gash cutting through flesh, muscle and bone. The amount of blood on the floor is clearly a clear indicator that there's nothing that can be done. And Boris is weeping as he clutches her small frame close to his chest.
Just fully fucking need it.
The Raven Guard knights quickly move over, seeing the blood. One of them attempts to calm down the people around as the other two look upon this sight. You hear one of the knights call out for their captain with all urgency, and you would shortly see a knight who you have dealt with many times in fine armour, sword and shield ready, as he rushes out the front door. What's all this? What's going on here? What's the meaning of all this? Oh, by more. What has happened?
Magic gone wrong, as far as I can tell.
Balthasar, what's the meaning of this? What's going on? Brander, my apprentice, he did not mean this to happen. Beliaris, take your apprentice away. Beliaris, we're going to have to do something. Take him to the Raven Guard. Take him into my office now. Oh, by more. She's just a child. Boris, I will not leave her. I will take her to the temple. I will wait for you all there. Oh, by more. Branda, is that acceptable with you? Yes. Take the child to the temple and wait for me there. Explain your actions to the priest. We do not need this now, Balthasar. I know, Branda, I.
Keeps changing.
So for those of you who don't know, his name is Beliaris Balthazar. So,
Fine.
Who escaped, GM?
and you watch as Balthazar and Beliaris pick up the small child. And
Now it's 2 people.
Beliaris, Balthazar, and Boris take the small child away to the temple. You see Branda move over to the fountain, and he addresses the people. Everyone, stay calm. There's everything is under control. The Raven Guard will sort this problem. Please, everyone, try and stay calm and go about your business. An investigation will be done. We'll find out what happened soon enough.
He doesn't probably want to tell anyone, though. I just put down my mug again. I walk over to the Ciara and I just say, well, the moment he finds out what happened, he's probably not going to want to tell these people. They'd be scared. Well, I believe the human term is shitless. Indeed. Just what we fucking need, bloody demons.
You would see that Branda, after trying to calm down the children around him, walks back into his office. He seems like a man who has far, far too much on his plate at this moment. And the Raven Guard knights continue their duties and begin carrying on calling the names of the dead.
Oh, fine, that continues too. Oh, this place is too dreary. I'm gonna go for a walk. I just look at who's the closest member of my party currently. I believe it was a Ciara because I walked over to her and just say, if anyone asks, just tell them I'm going for a walk.
Very well.
I go for a walk around town.
Very well. As you begin to leave the square, you would see the caravan that you journeyed with through part of your journey, as they make their way into the square. Not knowing what has happened, they begin setting up their shop.
In that case, I will actually move towards them. And, hey there, in case you just arrived, so you probably haven't read the mood yet, but things are not particularly happy currently. They're announcing names of the dead that have fallen in battle, and I believe, just less than 5 minutes ago, a little girl died over there by the fountain. So just people are quite people are quite sad at the moment.
Oh dear, that's terrible news. Well, we best do our best to lighten the mood and come on, lads, let's get the shop open. Let's get the lemon weed out and try and cheer people up a bit. Samuel, start see if you can bring up a tune or something,
They're still
mournable.
announcing names of the dead. You might not want to disturb that. I know you probably mean well, but you probably best let the Raven Guard finish the list. There's also potential survivors on that list, and they'd want to hear that.
Well, very well. We'll just set up and wait for things to calm down then, I guess. We've already paid the taxes, so and all the other merchants well, making their trade.
You can trade, most likely, but the music probably at the moment so close to the announcement is ill-advised.
Well, yeah, we might just wait for that then. Oh, it's a shame. It really is. These people seem to have got a lot of hardship going on at the moment.
If this was a land of peace, then, well, enough about that. What is it even you guys sell? We didn't discuss that on the way here.
Oh, well, we sell the finest in tobacco, liver butter weed, and well, other goods from the moot. Mainly foods and sorts. A few alcohols and such.
Mm. Well, I would love to buy something if, well, I am not the wealthiest of person, and I might need to save my gold for something that will help me survive during my job, so I'd hoped you'd sold something like that too.
Well, you were with Billy Bob, so, here. She chucks a small, package. It's about two pipes worth of lullabat weed. It would probably be
Yeah,
about
boy.
silver's worth.
Oh, a very fine gift, but do you wish me to give this to Billy Bob, or?
Oh no, that's you can have that.
I personally do not smoke the stuff, and I would find it an ill taste to sell it off myself again.
Well, if you wanted some tobacco, I can give you a couple of hits of that.
Unfortunately, I do not smoke that either.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll be I guess we'll be staying at the inn there. If we might see you there later.
I find it makes my throat a bit too raspy to be able to yell commands over the sound of battle, so I have stopped smoking quite a while ago. I believe I stopped about 50 years ago, so
She looks a little bit shocked, but then she quickly realizes that you are an elf, and although she's not met many elves before, the stories of elves' long life is quite well known. Well, thank you for the information, and I guess we might see you another time then.
yes. Do you want this back, or shall I give it to Billy Bob regardless?
Yeah, give it to Billy Bob. I'm sure he can use it. He smokes like a chimney, or at least he used to.
He does a lot of strange things. In fact, he's already earned himself a list on my personal, list of grudges. I cast a meaningful look towards the dwarves. So, I'll make sure that he gets this.
Okay, well that's good of you. It's weird. Billy Bob was one of the more normal halflings, except from his adventurous side. We all
It,
got
se-
that
it
as a
seems his
weirdity.
adventurous side is perhaps taking a bit too much over at the moment. But yes, as per honor dictates, I will make sure he gets this. And I have a bit of a smile on my face as I say that. Did the dwarfs also in any way react when I mentioned the list of grudges?
The dwarfs are currently unpacking the wagon, and
Okay, they didn't hear that. Okay.
they may have heard it, but at the moment they are getting about their business for the moment. There is work to be done for the dwarfs.
Speaking of dwarves, I'm gonna go and chat with the blacksmith. Just I got money to spend.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find a way to mess with this stuff before I give it to Billy Bob.
Okay, if you want to mess with it, if you roll intelligence to see like what you could do to it, without Billy Bob being able to notice that you've done something to it.
Okay. I already have an inkling of an idea of sort of what I want to do, but therefore I need to think of plans that look similar to this stuff. So, intelligence, you said.
Yeah, there will be bonuses added after you've rolled. Well, with a 5, you really, really don't need any bonuses. You would know that the tobacco is it's a very light, fibrous material, and being a halfling, he will know if you were to do anything like put dirt in it. He could probably tell by
I
looking
still
at
I
it.
still have the weed. I still have the weed stuff, not the tobacco.
If you look at the lullabutton weed, you'd note that it is greener, whereas the tobacco is a light brown colour.
Yeah,
So
I'm
you
gonna.
could
Yeah,
mix the two together, but he would have a good chance of noticing that there's green in the brown.
that's not like no. I don't have tobacco. She only gave me the weed. Um,
Okay.
she only gave me the weed, as far as I know from this conversation. Now, what I want to do is I want to think of a plant that I can make into a similar sort of thing, but that is really, really terrible to smoke, and mix that in with it. Like just something like find dirty cross or something, make it into the same kind of substance, and give that to him.
Okay. With your years of travelling, you've seen a few practical jokes being pulled in your time, and you know for a fact that there's a herb used in cooking, which is named basil, and if cut properly, it will look similar to the lullabutton weed. If you were to mix the two together, it would be quite difficult to tell. Um, in game turns, there'd be a -10 to perception to figure out that it's been tampered with, and this would cause a burning sensation in your lungs. You've seen many a prank where this has been pulled, where someone takes a hit thinking it was just lullabutton weed, and they end up coughing and spluttering like no man's business.
I'm gonna go into the inn to ask if they have some basil.
They do. Um,
Okay.
I will say they will just give you some. You don't need to go in there and RP it. But for now, we will go over to Miss Wilhelma, who wished to go to the blacksmith.
Yes.
So,
I
as
believe we were already introduced.
I believe you were. So I will drop your token off at the blacksmith, and I will bring the map over.
Just as a thing, so that we don't actually like start progressing at the moment. I was gonna say like most of the stuff we should do this session should stay in town. That way we're all there properly when we go traveling next.
No,
Like, as that character thing.
wasn't thinking about moving out of town just yet, but okay, I dropped myself near the blacksmith.
It's better as like an out of character thing because at the moment Gabrielle's still listening to people's names. And I wanted to deal with it before we got distracted and accidentally leave town.
Oh, damn.
It's the blacksmith's on the same map.
Okay.
It's just
I
you're
can see.
inside the blacksmith. So as you approach the blacksmith, he's not outside in his shop. However, you do see a large cart with damaged equipment, broken armor, broken weapons, all sorts of stuff. And as you get to the blacksmith's shop, you can hear him working away over at his forge.
Excuse me, master.
Aye, is someone there?
Yes, a potential client.
Oh, by the stone. I apologise. I got much work to be done. One moment. The dwarf comes out of the forge. You would know him as Hagrid.
Okay, Hagrid.
Oh, hello there, miss. What can I do for you?
I need an axe. A big one.
Oh, aye. Well, I have many axes. This way. Come into me shop and you can have a look. There's plenty of stuff here if you want. If you want a battle axe or a broad-headed axe or a woodchopper's axe or I got all types of axes actually.
How about a great battle axe?
Can I ask you which one you would recommend? You said.
This is not a system where we can get drama points for this.
Unfortunately not. Oh, aye, you want a great battle axe? Well, I've got a few of them, of different qualities and different types, and well, what one were you looking for?
That depends. How many would it be for one of an especially good make?
If you wanted a good one, that would be 3 times the price, so that would be 60 gold. There's a handling fee to be put on top of that as well, but it depends on when you need it. As you can see, I've got quite a few weapons that I need to repair, and a lot of armor and things. If you can wait a few days, then I can fix you up one of the repaired ones. You're a member of Azur's party, is that right?
Yes, I am indeed.
So I take it you're a bit strapped for cash, if you don't mind me presuming.
I believe I can afford it.
Oh, aye, okay. Well, if you're sure, it's 60 gold for the axe plus the handling fee, which again is 60 gold. It's one of the reasons why I asked if you're sure you could afford it. If you can wait a few days, I can repair one of the weapons out in the front, They're good quality. It's just I need to repair them.
As he says that it's another 60 on top, I'm like, I was not expecting the handling fee to be that big.
Aye, that's why I said I can repair one. Yeah, some people get a bit funny about items that have been repaired. If you can wait a day or so, I can do you the great axe. Yeah, I'll put 10 gold on top, so it'd be 70 gold altogether.
70, you say? I will be a bit short unless the mage finally comes through with that loan.
Oh, aye, the one that was throwing shit. I remember her.
No. Yeah, the mage. We travel with a mage. I'm not talking of the city mage. Look, here's how it looks. Currently, I have 68 crowns on me. This is what I have at the moment. If the mage comes through and gives me my money back, I will have a bit more.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. You're part of Azor's party. You got the Raven Guard sigil. He did. So, I tell you what. You can owe me 10 gold. You can have the axe. I won't take all your money from you, but you can pay me when you got the money. I imagine you'll be staying here, considering you've been hired by the Raven Guard.
I am not planning on leaving the town anytime soon. Well, unless an assignment.
No,
But
that's fine.
if this is the deal we will strike, I can assure you I will pay the remaining gold at the first opportunity.
Oh, aye, that's not a problem. I mean, if you run off, I'll put you in my book of grudges and I'll hunt you down. It's simple as that. Yeah, I can do that. If you come back tomorrow, I'll get to work on repairing the great axe out front, and yeah, it'll look like it's been repaired. That's how it is. But it's of good quality. The shaft is of fine make. It's just got a nasty chip in it and needs to be resharpened.
I'll be honest, this is not something I need done right away. It can wait. As you said, I'm going to be staying in town for quite a lot more time than the employee of the Raven Guard, and so, if it needs to be pushed back a couple of days, I am fine with that.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I'm not going anywhere, and if you're not going anywhere, then I've got a debt to the Raven Guard, so I'm always happy to help them out. By all means, I'll get it in my forge and I'll get it worked on, and you can pick it up when you next need to leave town. How's that?
Sounds good. Do you want a down payment?
Oh, aye, yeah. I'll be wanting the 60 gold.
No problem. And I'll hand him the purse of 60 gold crowns.
Aye, that's very good of you. He doesn't actually open the coin bag up. He just holds it in his hand and like throws it up and down. And oh, aye, these Empire coins, they're not like the Dowie, but I can tell that's 60. Oh, aye. That's not a problem. Yep. As soon as you need your weapon, come back and I'll sort that out for you.
Thank you very much, Master Hagrid. It's a pleasure doing business with you.
Aye, the pleasure's all mine. What was your name
I
again?
thought his name was Hagrid. I thought his name was Hagrid, not Hagrid.
I don't know. I may have just misunderstood. Misheard. Yeah, that's the word.
It's his name. Well, depending on how your accent is Hagrin, or Hagrin, with his accent.
Alright. I'll note that for the future.
Oh, if you want, you can just call me Steel Weaver. It's my family name. It's a little bit easier for you hungry to understand.
Thank you, Master Steelweaver.
And I'm sorry, miss, I didn't catch your name.
Wilhelma. Wilhelma Kyle.
Well, Miss Wilhelma, happy doing business with you, and I'll tell you what, if you damage your weapon, I'll fix it for free. How about that as well?
That is very generous of you, Master.
Well, that's not a problem. Like I said, I owe the Raven Guards, so anything I can do to help them in these bad times. I don't suppose you've seen, you haven't seen any decent traders about, have you? I need some more steel.
Well, we run across a halfling tobacconist, but not any steel suppliers. She did have a couple of dwarfs with her. I know maybe they have some steel they could sell.
Ah, no, you'd be able to tell if the Dowie came in with the metal merchants from the holds up up northeast. Never mind, I'll get Branda to send a scout out for me. But there's some Dowie here. Well, I might go and have a drink with them later. It's been too long since I've seen my cousins.
And I assume that the conversation is finished, and I politely excuse myself back into the town.
By all means, I'll see you when I see you. And you leave. Did anyone else want to do any bartering?
Where did the other halflings say they'd go?
The other halflings are currently in the north of town. They are by the general goods trader. They are currently setting up their wagon shop just north of the fountain in town. The fountain in town.
If you just give me a sec, I'm going to check how much like different armor costs.
I probably spend a lot of time in the tavern, but like only buy a drink when they're like, you haven't done anything in a while, you've just been sitting here chilling out. But, oh yeah, okay, I'll buy another one.
Okay. As you walk into the tavern, you would see that it's actually extremely busy in there. There appears to be two groups of very large, burly men. And they're being very rowdy and very... Well, one group is being very rowdy. The other group seems to be far more quiet and austere. But they seem to be enjoying a drink and a meal as you go in.
I'll probably just burp as I go past, but not intentionally, and be like, oh, excuse me.
Okay, not a problem. They will probably... Well, they will be in there for quite some time. They appear to be making themselves quite at home. After about 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so, the Raven Guards seem to have finished calling the names. They go about their business, taking up positions, watching the traders in town, especially the new traders. One of the Raven Guard actually sets up quite close to the Halflings shop, just keeping a wary eye in case anyone tries to steal from them or do anything bad. they do have a reputation to uphold.
Yeah, considering I'm currently in the inn asking for basil, does he even see me trying to do that?
I would imagine you're up by the. Let's put you over there for the minute. You'd be by the bar talking to the barman. If no one else has anything that they'd like to do in town, we can go over to the bar.
Essentially, I'm just waiting for my guy to come back.
Okay. You would definitely know that a person on foot will take a fair few days to walk to the moot and then back.
I know, but I'm just being money conservative and just waiting.
Okay. Then we will go over to the Wolf's Head Inn. Where there is a large group of people. There appear to be two groups. Most of them appear to be in medium to heavy armour. There are two people in each group who are in extremely fine armour. And they appear to be the leaders. You're not entirely sure who these people are. You've never seen them before. But anyone who'd like to be in the tavern, please place your tokens down.
I believe I was already in the tavern because of, well, basil, but...
I guess I would eventually end up in a tavern.
Oh yeah, do I notice him in the tavern? Because I probably would have left a little bit before him.
Well, Azor did mention that he was in there first, and he did walk in there first. So you would probably quite easily see him at the bar talking to the barman.
Okay, is this before or after I've added the basil to the weed?
You have already picked up the basil from the barman.
But
Have I added
did
it to
just
the
sort of
weed
leave
yet?
though after the kid died. I was like, oh shit, I don't want to be here. They'll blame me.
Yes, you can add that. That's fine.
Okay, so it's already added, and it looks the same texture, right?
Yes, you've added it. It's, as I said, it'll be a -10 to perception to be able to notice it.
Okay, I then look around. I know that Billy Bob likes to be in the tavern because he's a fucking drunk, as far as I'm concerned. And I know that's kind of hypocritical considering the amount of Zurf that Zurf drinks, but the Zurf, he thinks the halfling shouldn't be able to drink as much as the halfling. Yeah, okay, he just thinks that Billy Bob is a bit silly about his drinking habits.
Says the elf that wants to be a dwarf.
Yes, I know. At least the Zurf spreads his drinking and doesn't actually get full-on drunk. And Billy Bob has on several occasions gotten very drunk.
I think I've only gotten like really drunk once, as far as I remember, or twice. Twice.
Okay, in that case, he just thinks you act drunk all the time. Therefore, he thinks you've always had too much to drink. So because of that, I'm gonna check if he's just now happened to be in the tavern at the moment.
You would definitely hear the door open, and a brush of fresh air come into the room. There's a lot of men in here, and they're quite sweaty. The bar has taken on a defining manly smell, and especially to your sensitive elf nose, that breath of fresh air as the door opens you would note as you turn round that Billy Bob has entered and has taken up his favourite seat by the chessboard.
Okay. I would like to make sure the package is closed again in the way that it was closed when it was handed to me.
Sure.
And I will walk over to Billy Bob. So the halfling of the caravan asked me to give you this.
Billy Bob, do you respond?
How come you're... And then I'll just like look at the table and nod as if to be like, place it down then.
Okay.
I guess
just put it down.
if you could have given it to me. Want to share?
I'm not much of a smoker, you know that.
It's boring to pass the time on my own. Yeah, I'll keep it though, thanks.
No problem. Do you know what those men at that table are about? They
I'll sort of look over to them and like give a glance over to sort of see what they're about. Can I roll
Perception.
perception?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll perception too, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Feels bad. He's not quite as lucky as Yenka.
Can't see anything because Discord notifications. Stop spamming shit in Discord, you see now.
Just turn off the fucking notifications.
You can all notice, well, the two of you can notice, that these two groups appear to be, one group is in a set uniform, the group down here. They are in one set of uniforms. They appear to have two members in full plate mail of quite nice make, whereas the other group in the corner, well, on the long table, they are in another set of uniforms. The group with the purple cloaks only has one person in, again, very fine, heavy armour. The group with the purple cloaks seems to be far quieter. They are sat having a meal and a drink, whereas the ones north of you are being extremely rowdy. They have lots of drinks on their tables, lots of food, and as you look round, you can hear what presumably is the leader. Oi, bar wench! Get us some more ale! And some spirits! Come on, lads, let's get the drinking going! Yeah, right, boss. Yeah, we need a decent drink. We've come miles to this shithole.
They are, well, they are quite loud.
I'll sort of nod and say yeah and go, I don't want to waste money, but I'm considering going upstairs in my own room just to avoid him.
Seems like a decent plan.
Except for the whole saving money part.
You do you. I'm gonna go back to the bar and actually ask what those guys are about.
Oi, pretty lady, come and sit on my knee, will you? How much for a tumble? Oh, it'll be a gold. 1 gold, you fucking slag, fuck off. Fucking expensive bitches. Go get us some ale and some booze, you fucking floozy. Oi, Sarah, what do you think of her? Worth a tumble? Not really, sir. I've seen prettier sales than that one. Maybe one of the lads over there. they are being very loud and obnoxious.
Okay, which of the groups is this? Because I was talking about the guys in the shining armor that I was talking about first, but...
The guys in the shining armour are far quieter and far politer. And their
Okay.
armour looks in better condition, as if they actually care about their appearance, whereas the other group are far more unkept.
Okay, I'm gonna go ask about the unruly guys then. What's up with them?
Sure. You go over to the bartender, Gottfried. Gottfried? Let me double check. Yep, Gottfried. As he begins getting bottles and pulling ales. Oh, hello there, Azur. Oh, yes, what can I do for you?
Just wondering about those people that are making an awful lot of noise. They also don't look the finest. Are they any trouble?
Oh no, the rowdy ones over there, they're the warband of the Bloody Rain. They've been hired
that's-
to help out with all the problems we've been having.
It's a lovely name to have for a warband.
I know they're rowdy and they cause a bit of a problem, but they've saved Siegfried a couple of times. They fought in the battle against the undead when they came down from the north, and I believe they even went to Mordheim a couple of times. The crazy fools.
Okay, I was considering going over there and talking to them because you mentioned they defended, but so far I have not gone insane enough to go anywhere near anyone associated with that damned city, so...
I know they can be a bit rowdy, but well, they've saved Branda a couple of times, and I think they've even saved Hagrin once or twice.
Are they just rowdy because they're drunk, or are they always like that?
No, they're always like that. They always get drunk whenever they come in town, and they always get rowdy as hell, but they very
I
rarely
can't-
hurt anyone. Rarely.
Okay. Yeah, because I can appreciate a good drink every now and then, but they should not drink more than they can stomach, because they seem like they're getting a bit out of it.
Oh no, this is just them starting. Once they get going this evening, you'll know it. But again, they don't hurt anyone unless they're, unless they deserve it.
What about these fine gentlemen at the table behind me? What are they from?
They're the, warband of the White Wolf, I believe. No, not the White Wolf. Warband of the Wolf, I think. Something along that line. To be honest, they're new. Don't know much about them. I don't know why I'm doing this. Okay.
They look well trained and well kept.
Well mannered as well. I don't think I've heard a single one of them curse yet.
And that's a first. I take a look over my shoulder at the weaponry, and they've got very weaponry as well. To be honest, I think they'll soon be taking the renown that the other warband has by my wager. I know that shining armor often says that your metal has not been tested, but these people do look like they have had their metal tested and simply just cleaned it up again.
Oh, I'm in no doubt that they've been in more than one scrap or two. I just don't know much about them. They were hired about 2 days after you left. After Randa found out how many casualties there were, he figured that Siegfried would need some bolstering. So he put out the word, and well, the Bloody Rain were the first to arrive, as always.
Might just be me, but I do not like that name.
From
Could I
what they told
walk
me
into the-
before, they said that it's the blood of their enemies that rains down, not that of the innocent. They don't they like a good fight and can't be bothered with the weak.
Sounds almost like the philosophies of orcs. In any case, our accommodations are still taken care of, right?
Oh yes, I believe you've still got like 7 or 8 days. I may extend it because you haven't been here that long. You've been doing jobs for the Raven Guard, so I don't see why I can't extend it a little bit.
Thank you. I've perhaps been a bit too generous to my friends. The finger wiggler of our group has, well, she's asked all of us for quite a bit of gold that she would pay back at a later date, but so far that means I am rather short on cash myself. So I was worried I was gonna have to go quickly find some bandits to pay my stay here tonight.
Oh no, you've got the room for a while yet. And I'm sure if I let Brandon know that your warband needs somewhere to stay, he'd probably pay up for a couple of days here or there, I'm sure.
Thank you. It is very much appreciated.
Oh, that's not a problem. None of you have caused any problems here, so I don't see why I can't help out those who help Siegfriedhoft.
By the way, do they react to me just sort of walking up to them?
They're about to.
And
What in the fuck? Look at the little man! What is your problem?
Do I hear this?
Yes, it's very loud.
Oh god, I'm just like...
You
I just wouldn't...
You've
the
got to be a
bartender might-
halfling. You can't be a dwarf, you're not stout enough.
The bartender might just see me
I'll
almost...
just roll my eyes and
easily-
start walking away.
Oi, come back here, little man. I didn't mean to offend. God, these little people, they're so touchy about their effing height. What do you want?
I'll just keep walking.
Ah, fuck you then. More booze!
Okay, so at first the bartender might have seen me just freeze my face in horror as if I immediately assumed that he was going to cause trouble with people I was just told are sort of local legends, local heroes around here. And the moment I hear that they're calling back for him, and then just that he's not going back because they keep calling for him, just like, whew. Okay, crisis averted for once by himself.
Excuse me, sir. Are you okay? That behemoth over there hasn't caused you any trouble, has he? That's to you, Billy Bob. A knight in white, shining armour is looking down at you.
I'll just sort of pause and hesitate as if to be like, is this a trap? Like, is he gonna kill me? So a little bit of fear and a little bit of confusion, like, should I?
By all means, if you wish to pass, I wanted to have a word with the other group.
I'll just
Do
sort of
I
like,
overhear
and then like, seeing that he's being polite to me, I'll go to the side.
I think about this time,
You
if
first.
the names have stopped, Gabrielle will be walking in.
Ah, thank you, sir. Very good of you. He walks past you over to the other group.
Takes it and watches.
Excuse me, sir, do you have to be quite so rowdy and loud? It's still daytime after all. Oh, fuck off, shiny pants! Sir, there's no need to speak to me like that. You were merely picking your nose and sticking it in my business. Now fuck off! Sir, there is no need to act like... you fucking simpleton. What do you want? I would merely like you to be more civilized. This is not a barbaric... We've saved this town enough times to do what we fucking want. Now how about you fuck off? But I never, this is... You call yourself a warband?
I am going to speak up slightly and just... By Assyrians need both of you stop arguing!
What did you just say? You look a bit flimsy, to be honest.
You look like you could need a bath.
He actually raises his armpit and sniffs. You might be right, but... Fuck it. I'm not paying for no fucking bath.
Aye. Live on the road then. I raise my mug to him.
Well, fair enough, fair enough. He raises his tankard and gives you a toast. The other man, I can't believe he's a warband of... How on earth did they get that right?
I walk over to the man with the shining armor and just say, "You'd best get used to weird individuals around here. This is not the most orderly place I've ever been in."
Gabriel will walk over and sit with the halfling, making sure he's not getting into trouble, noticing he stood on a chair watching whatever shove is going on.
I will assist Gabriel in the difficult task of keeping the halfling in line.
Like, I haven't opened my mouth at all, or gone to do anything. I'm just stood there like, ooh, this is...
You just got
preemptively.
here. Assuming you started it. And if you actually look at what she's seen, you can't blame her.
Thank you, sir, for the advice. I was not expecting to be around such brigands in a town such as Siegfriedhof. It's
to be fair, neither was I, but then again, as far as the bartender here has told me, they have indeed saved, well, even the captain of the Raven Guard here on several occasions personally. So,
really,
if they are decent enough in a fight, then I'm not gonna argue with them.
That is...
Because
I'll call the barmaid over.
Because at the moment, as far as I'm concerned, especially if you've heard the notices outside, well, this place needs every able hand that can wield a sword it can get.
Yes, that is why my company and I came here. But excuse me, where are my manners? I must have lost them after having to deal with that brigand. Eric Malleus of the Warband of the Hawk, at your service, sir. And he bows to you quite pompously. You would definitely get the feeling that this man is a noble by birth.
Okay. What was my warband? What was the warband that we were part of? What was the name?
You don't have a name for your warband yet.
I recommended a name quite strongly.
Was our name the Misfits, or what did we call
No, I don't think we ever settled on a band name.
No, you haven't actually decided on a warband name yet. Billy Bob did make some suggestions. They were quickly turned down.
Okay then. Then I will bow as well. Let's see. Azura Thalassa of the Unnamed.
That is quite a name for your warband.
Well, no, it is quite literally we have not come up with a name yet, so we just refer to ourselves as the Unnamed.
Do I hear them talking about the name?
Eric is speaking quite softly, and with your close proximity to the rowdy group, probably not. They are being still very loud, but I can't do multiple voices all at once.
I mean, this is the rally group, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I walked up to them and they were like, "Who the fuck is this shit?" And I was like, "Okay, never mind. I don't want to die."
Well, it seems as if many warbands have been gathered here. I hope we can assist each other in the future, perhaps.
Aye, that would seem. That would seem decent indeed. Yes.
Well, I shall leave you to your business. It is good to meet you, Azorus. Have a good day. And again, he does not. The bow isn't quite as overdone as the first one, and he returns back to his seat and his warband.
Okay. I go take my tankets and I go sit with my own warband.
Does the barmaid come over eventually?
Yep, the barmaid comes over. Beatrix. Oh, hello there. It's good to see you all back. What can I get for you?
I'll just sort of like wave her down as if to be like, "I need to whisper to you."
What can I get for you?
And then I'll sort of like say, so no one else can hear. I'll be like, "I'll get each one of them and their next drink. When they need it, just fill it up and then I'll pay you now. Is that okay?"
Oh, well, that's very kind of you. But of course, that's perfectly fine. They're drinking ale, I believe. So that'll be 6 pennies a drink.
I'll just sort of like have my hand out, like trying to do math but hiding it.
That'll be 36 pennies, thank you.
And yeah, I was just getting my bag out. And then I'll hand over 36 pennies.
That's very good of you. Would you all like your meal and your drink now?
That will be good, thank you.
Please.
I'll bring it right over then. And she potters off back to the bar.
Oh, I will tell her not to tell them as well, just to fill it up.
Okay.
So it's from Anonymous.
And after a few moments, the bar wench comes over and she drops off your meals. And she then Beatrix returns and places a drink down in front of you all. I hope you enjoy.
Thank you. I'll stay with a bit of food in my mouth.
And you would actually hear a couple of moments later that she goes over to the table and begins refilling the warband's drinks. Oh, my good lady, we did not pay for these. We are quite good with the drink that we had. Oh no, they've been paid by someone anonymous. They wish to get you all a drink. So please drink up, lads. It's this one was paid for by someone else. Oh well, that's very kind of them. Could I know who paid? I'm sorry. He wished to name anonymous. Oh well, that's very kind of whoever it was. And she potters off back to the bar.
I look over to our little halfling friends. Did you order them drinks?
I'll just sort of like, with a bit of food in my mouth, just sort of like look at him as if to be like, didn't hear what he said. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I heard you, yeah. And shake my head.
Huh. Alright then. Just because I saw you whispering to her, I thought it might have been the case.
Oh, don't worry, it's just sweet nothing that's like normal. And
It's
then I'll have a
likely
bit of a
asking
cheeky
for a
smirk on my
bucket.
face. And then like I'll still have a smirk and it'll get a little bit bigger when you say for a booking. So
Yeah.
maybe she said no.
Yeah, small question. We should actually come up with a name for our war band.
I thought we were called what was it? Something about my a family house or something.
Currently, I've been referring to our war band as the Unnamed, but the
The Band of Hugh? No. Something along those lines.
I mean, the name does sound nice.
Nah, strikes too close to something we wish us.
What?
And if anyone asks, we can say that we merely wish to earn a name rather than bestow ourselves one.
But
that sounds incredibly. That sounds very interesting.
we could get sponsors though.
You just want the pies, don't you?
Aye, probably does. So, are you all excited about Keg's End? It is soon, I have told you.
Five, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Dancing
10,
joy.
5,
There's only so much one can do.
7, 8. Azorus, you would know that Keg's End is only only 7 days away.
Oh, come on, it is only 7 days away, so.
Uh,
And I'll nudge the halfling and say, it is actually the one day that I'll actually get drunk enough to pass out.
Azureth, normally I'm all for getting shit-faced, but we still have a woodcutter's camp to check out.
We were told we would be able to do so at our own pace.
Oh, I'd rather not keep Branner waiting for too long. I mean, I'm not saying we shouldn't go, it's just, something to keep in mind as we go forward.
Once we finish our tasks in town, we should get that job done as soon as possible. No sense wasting time when we can earn our fortunes.
True. What was the estimated travel time to that place again? If at all possible, we could go there and be back before Keg's End starts.
So, to get to the woodcutters camp, you go by riverboat. It will take you 2 days by boat, and 2 days back again, plus half a day to actually travel to the town, to the encampment itself. So it will take you 5 days worth of travelling.
It'll take us 5 to 6 days as far as I recall, so I'd suggest we just rest out here, get supplies that we need, and get back on the road again. Today is market day. I suggest we gather up whatever supplies we must. We take the riverboat to the encampment. If anything's wrong, okay, we'll miss Keg's End here, but, well, I'll bring my own keg, we'll drain that one at least. I cast a meaningful glance at Billy Bob. Evenly. And, well, otherwise we'll be back here for a proper Keg's End.
Wait, do we have to go like soon though? We don't
Yes,
just wait a week.
Well, technically we could, but then our accommodations here would have almost ran out, so. I've spoken to the bartender as far as he's concerned. the longer we do not use our accommodations here, he might possibly even extend the duration of free stay we get here for not actually taking it up on immediate notice. That, and the sooner we get paid, the sooner we can, well, in your case, Billy Bob, I'd suggest just the more days in a row you can actually get one of the women here to play with you.
I seem intrigued, but I hide it fairly well. But like I have just a little bit of something I need to wait for. It's quite important to me.
If you're willing to share, and we consider it important enough as well. I mean, if you'd rather stay here and let us just do the job, that would be fine as well, but you'll not be included in the payments.
Well... I'm like scratching my stubble. How long would I think, GM? How long would I reckon it would take, like on average, to get to the what's it and back? Or like, how long do I reckon would be left?
You would probably imagine making good speed by foot to make it to the moot and back would probably take about 8 days. Now it's already been 3. No, it was 2. Yeah, I think it was 2. So you'd expect him to be back within 6 days.
Like, oh, could we just wait just like 7 more days?
We'll be back in 7 days.
And if we're not?
Tell you what, I'll make a bet on it with you. If we're not back in 7 days, I'll give you a gold.
What?
That reminds me, I have some pressing business to do. And Gabriel will get up and go and pay Bill and Ted, without telling anybody, 2 crowns for their hard work.
Okay. Bill and Ted aren't actually in the pub at the moment. After taking
She'll go
the
looking
wagon
for
back, they're somewhere in Siegfriedhoft. They're currently walking around looking at the merchants. They will return in the evening, but because we'll probably do that next time, so Lysiara can do her bit in the temple. You will see them in the evening. They will return.
I know the whole thing was like she was going to go look for them and pay them some extra money discreetly out of her own pocket. It was literally like, she's giving you guys extra money because you guys have done a good job. And she wasn't going to let anyone else know so that they didn't try and like stiff them the original agreed pay.
Okay, you can do that. So what you'll do is, if you want, you can leave at the end of the session. I'm going to make this day run a little bit longer, so that Lysiara, so that Lysiara has some time next session to do her bits in the temple. Unless you think you can do that now, Lysiara. I shall take your silence as we'll do your bit next time. So Lysiara will return in the evening as well, I should imagine. Yeah, so I'm just going to make this day run a little bit longer. So you can do that. You can wander off and, you know, wait outside for Bill and Ted, or go into the square and look for Bill and Ted. But just so that we don't have massive time back and forth where you could bump into each other, we'll leave that for next time, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, I was just gonna be like, it was also gonna be like, as I was going out, I was taking like a gauntlet and possibly something else. I just haven't decided what this something else might be.
Okay. Well, what we'll probably do is once everyone's happy to end the session off, we'll do a bit of trading off camera where you guys can look through the books and you don't need to RP it. If you do want to go and look for bargains around town.
I was also gonna get the general word around town because I haven't been here for a few days.
Okay. Well, if you want to, if your character doesn't mind leaving now, you can do a gossip test and see what you can learn from the people in Siegfriedhoft. Right, I will just move you over to... I'll move you into one of the rooms because that's not on camera. So as you walk around town and start looking for Bill and Ted, and you bump into a few people and start chatting, you would learn... One second, let me just have a look at my notes. Sorry about that, my board was behind me. So, as you walk around, and with a 16, which is a pretty good roll, you would find out that there have actually been several murders in town. They have all been in the poorer districts, which is why they haven't really been advertised as much. The local militia and the Raven Guard aren't sure if these are murders malicious or if these were, you know, an argument that got out of hand or things of that nature. But you did learn from one of the working girls in the poorer areas that one prostitute was killed. She was a nice girl. It wasn't really... No one disliked her, and there was no real reason for her to be killed. But you do learn that she went off with someone who most of the other girls wouldn't have gone with. She went off with a halfling. Some days ago.
Oh! They're gonna kill me.
Do I get a description of a halfling?
They tell you that the halfling was not your normal halfling. He was quite slim, fairly well kept. It looked like he had been on the road for a while. But none of the other, as you question, none of the other girls would go with a halfling. They're all from Siegfriedhof. They're all Sterlingers. This girl wasn't. She was actually she was from a different province.
Ah. Well, there goes another chunk of Gabrielle's good food for the day. I guess she's gonna have to continue walking around town talking to people as time goes on.
You would also know that with all the deaths within the Raven Guard, knights and the militia the squires who were sent to war as well, many properties have been left vacant. No one lives there now. This is a concern for some people because buildings that are left uninhabited generally have shady people take up residence. And the murder happened whilst you were away. on your business. So it has happened within the last, I believe it's 5 days. And many people are talking about the little girl who was killed. No one's quite sure how she was killed. There are some rumours about magic gone wrong, but again, no one's quite sure. It seems as if the Raven Guard are trying to keep the information hidden as best they can. And it seems as if there's some talk about maybe it was a thief, a robbery gone wrong, but many people are questioning that, because who would steal from a little girl? A little girl generally doesn't have anything worth stealing.
As like I go round, if I hear different rumors, like I won't actively like massively make anything up, but I'll make it kind of like a curse on one of the mages who was helping, like out of towners, or like an out of towner who was out in the wild, possibly evil group the Raven Guard are currently dealing with, trying to discredit them.
Okay.
And then again, like really shady thieves, like the ones who the thieves don't like. Like I won't go for anything like completely unbelievable, but I'll go for stuff which could be drawn as a sensible conclusion compared to magic gone wrong or mugging in the town square.
Okay.
You won't go for anything that's like actively outright like horrible. It's one of those things where it's like, person doesn't deserve to be lynched. Yeah, let's go back to the town then.
One more bit of information you'll be given is that the priest of Moor and his assistant Stain are going to be holding a funeral service for the dead much later this evening. And that's pretty much where we'll end this session off, because that will be something that Lysiara will find out about next time.
Am I gonna die?
Maybe. So, thank you everyone for coming by at the Dumbass class and watching these these incidents happen. I hope you've all enjoyed your time here, and I look forward to seeing you all next time. So hope you all have a good evening, and yeah, take care everyone.
Yes.
Goodbye.
The incidents